If you had to do it again, would you serve in the military? And why? We'll start with our first person, Josh.
Wow. So I think the most honest answer is I don't know. I don't know because I had such a negative experience. And perhaps if I had joined older, if I had been able to go to college first, if I had access to that, things might have been different. So I think the answer is it's complicated.
All right. Joseph.
Well, I've already answered this question, right?
I'm giving you another opportunity.
Yeah, I returned to the service. And I did it for two reasons. One was because I wasn't done with my career and I wanted to choose when it was over. And two was because I understood the value, particularly during a transition period, for the safety of our service members, for there to be out examples of positive leadership in the ranks. And, I was doing the math today. In a 10-year active duty career that spanned 17 years, I never had a boss who was not a Caucasian, cisgender, to my knowledge, male. So that has a huge impact on our troops, or on our Marines. And so, I'm glad I got to shake that up a little bit for a few years.
All right. So we'll move on to Nick.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's pretty much what I'm doing today, and continuing to advocate for our service members, our veterans, and all of our military connected community. I remember what the military did for my father, who joined the Army, in facilitating citizenship, the opportunities it provided for our family, as a person of color, as a queer person of color. I think that we need to also be represented in these institutions if we want to see these institutions change. I did not go to the Naval Academy at the age of 17 or 18 with that mindset, obviously. But if I were to be able to, I would like to think that I would do that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Rachel?
I would go with Josh and say that it's complicated. I think one of the things that I thought about a lot is there'd been a lot of times where people ask me if I went to the Naval Academy, would I do it again? And usually it's an absolutely not. I would, and in that course, I would say I would have rather gone ROTC to get a little bit more of the less closed in and more the actual understanding of a lot more of what your sailors go through, what a lot of other people go through in sort of these collegiate areas or just life itself. But if there was knowledge, if I had some sort of knowledge that I would be in the same place as I am now without going to the military, I would probably say yes, so that I wouldn't have to deal. But also because of my path, it has opened up a lot of things to me, and that's why I'm in DC. That's why I have an amazing partner. That's why I have all of these different things. So yeah, it is complicated.
Well, many things are. And now we turn to Rebekka.
I absolutely would redo my military service. I would love to actually go back in if I could. It was, even though I had a lot of hardships, I went through a lot of trauma, I went through a lot of other things. At the end of the day, it made me better of who I was. It gave me a direction that I wanted to make sure I could see happen. And honestly, it let me be who I wanted to be, and made the naysayers I didn't have to listen to anymore. So I would love to rejoin if I could and do it all over again.